Hey everybody, I just want to give you a kind of a quick shout out. I know it's been several weeks. I told you I was going to update and couple hang-ups getting money transferred out of GoFundMe, but we got that all squared away now. Did place my first order for some equipment, and then we were waiting on shipping for that. I was hoping to get out in the field this past weekend. Shipping delays held us off on that, but I wanted to touch base and show you guys what we got and kind of talk to you about why and what the next steps look like. Um, so first off, trail cameras. Um, I finished the literature review in preparation for this. The proposal is actually in for my master's thesis. Everything's looking really good right now. One thing I was consistently finding is that um, all these existing studies pertaining to particularly the predators in terms of coyotes, lions, bears, anything that's going to be potentially in competition with the wolves. Um, Trail cameras are huge. Um, we're going to be able to come across some of these things during daytime, but most activity is going to happen at night, in particular with lions. We're not going to see a whole lot of activity. They're going to be pretty gun shy. Um, if I'm out running around in the woods. So big thing is going to be having cameras up and being able to document some of these movements, um, times of day that they're active, trails that they're using, if they're using trails, types of cover. All those things are going to be huge because when we come into the areas where wolves are present, I'm expecting that we're going to see some changes in that habitat use. So cameras are going to be big for that. Now, the other thing I got, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is a big purchase. Ate up about half of our funding. We've received 650 so far. 300 of that went to the Vortex Diamondback spotting scope. Um, 20 to 60x magnification. Spotting scopes, as it turns out, are massively important in these studies, kind of for the same reasons as the cameras. You're not going to be able to get up on top of things, so we need to locate them from a distance. Then we can move into those locations, post up the cameras, get out, and just watch behavior. Additionally, with a good spotting scope, we'll be able to post up and kind of unobtrusively observe what animals are doing. Hopefully, we can catch some hunting activity. That would be wonderful, and then we can compare that again to what we're seeing with the wolves. Um, I went with Vortex because you can't beat their warranty. Um, I need you guys to understand that I'm spending money on high-end stuff because I trust it. Um, Extremely good quality glass in Vortex optics. Um, but on top of that, their warranty is insane. If anything were to happen to this equipment, they will replace it for free. So I'm not going to be coming to people asking for funding to replace things that we've already paid for once. Um, so I just want you to know that because I don't want you to feel like I'm frivolously spending the generous donations that you've given me. Um, so that said, next steps. We've got the first bits of our equipment in place. Um, we're going to be heading out to the field hopefully next weekend. I'll be starting outside of Woodland Park area. Um, Backtrack for a second because today I actually spoke with Don Gittleson. Don is a rancher in outside of Walden, Colorado. He actually has lost at least two calves to the uh, established wolf population we have up there, that pack in northern Colorado. And so he was actually able to give me some very specific landmarks as to where he has encountered the pack, where he lost his calves. I'll be using those as a kind of reference in terms of geography, topography, elevation, all of those things. And it looks like outside of Woodland Park is going to pretty closely emulate the habitat that the wolves are in currently. So that's where we'll be starting. Using these tools, I'm going to go out and hopefully we'll spend a couple days trying to get a good lay of the land, identify some populations of predators and also some of the wild ungulates. It's going to be interesting coming into hunting season. Sorry, I could look at my watch for date. Um, that's going to put a strain on kind of normal behaviors, but it's also a very important time of year to observe these things because of the fact that hunting seasons are going to be hunting seasons whether there's wolves around or not. So if we're identifying behaviors now while there are an abnormally high number of people in the field, um, and then we can replicate that where we are seeing wolves, we can again start to better understand how these behaviors are going to be modified um, when that wolf becomes the variable in the experiment. So that's where we're at. Please share what I've got going on with anybody you know. Um, the dream here would be to be able to spend significant periods of time in the field. But in order to do that, it's going to pull me away from work, which means that we're going to have to be able to supplement. Um, that's where I am hugely concerned with funding right now. In terms of equipment, at this moment, I don't foresee a need for a whole lot else, possibly some additional cameras. I'm looking at probably, I would like to have a digital camera to capture stills with in the field. Uh, at this exact moment, I don't feel like it's necessary. That need could change. In terms of field equipment, though, clothing, shelter, those things, we're pretty well set at this moment. I will continue to post updates advising you guys specific needs. Um, I'm leaving that $100,000 goal on the GoFundMe simply because we're early enough now and I haven't had a chance to sit down and actually budget. I have talked to or reached out to a couple of respected scientists that I've read works from who really have their stuff together and have been at this for a long time. Um, Going to start utilizing those resources to really hammer out what kind of things we need to the budget. I am very much bootstrapped and see it's kind of right now. This is my first study, so again, I'm not trying to spend frivolously, but I'm trying to ensure I'm getting what I can so that we can put as much work into this. Uh, again, wrapped up the literature last week. For those of you who aren't familiar with what that is, it's just an examination of the existing science and what I want. So there's absolutely nothing on the study. There's a lot of work that's been done concerning the introduction of Yellowstone, elevated next on Indian Yellowstone, on Island Royale, and there, how they interact with others. One thing that is very much lacking, though, is an understanding of what happens when we come out of those large national parks and those isolated wilderness areas and start putting wolves into interaction with fragmented habitat, large human populations, and livestock. Uh, there's a big area where we're legally obligated to bring people. Nobody understands what happened. So, thank you all so much for what you've done so far. I would really appreciate spread the word as far as possible. This will be going up on to Instagram. Well, please, if you have any questions, understanding something, might have some advice for to help further this project. I really appreciate it. Reach out through email, Instagram, or straight